to The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Every week, another step along the path toward a more peaceful, happy life. A life where you grow into the best possible version of yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Now, let's get started down the path for today. And welcome, as it says on the label, this is indeed The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. This is step number 50 along the way, a nice big round number, step number 50 on the path. I know, Vicki Wagner, how is that? Almost a year of doing these.
Yes.
Crazy.
It is. Well, you and BJ, what did you say? How many?
150. It's
That's what I thought you said, 150.
It's one of those coincidences. There are, and more on that in a minute, but BJ and I had this discussion last night. I told him there are no coincidences. There just aren't. Sorry.
No.
The universe does not work that way.
Right.
So this podcast, The Practical Path, is on 50, whereas the BJ and Bill podcast started like almost 3 years ago, is on 150. So we're exactly 100 apart. That's crazy.
Wow.
So, by the way, welcome aboard. I am Bill Sklodowski in Gainesville, Florida. That is my friend and co-host, Vicki Wagner, coming to us live and direct from Blue Ridge, Georgia. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing my best.
She was saying she's a little bored this morning. A little summer. The dog days of summer are hitting northern Georgia hard.
Yes.
Hard and fast, whatever the word is.
Hard, fast, and sweaty.
Sweaty. And I was out playing pickleball last night, and it was sweaty, but more than that, I wake up the morning after, and as I try to get out of bed, Mother Nature and my body remind me of my, I don't want to say advancing age, but it reminds me that some things are becoming a little more important, like, stretching beforehand, Bill, and not knocking yourself out if you don't have to, and little things like that. Because my back this morning is going, ow, 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 ow. And if I stand up too soon, it will remind me that I should have stretched more. And I'm doing some stretches here on the camera. I know you can't see them, thankfully, but it's just a little crazy. It's just a little, not crazy. It's just a little reminder that as much as it pains me to say it, I'm not as young as I used to be.
Oh boy. I know that one. Yeah, my shoulder,
your repaired shoulder?
My repaired shoulder. Boy, it's been aching like crazy, and oof. Makes me feel like I'm really old.
Now that's your right or left?
My right.
Right, of course, you're right-handed. I'm left-handed.
Right-handed.
You're right-handed. I'm left-handed, and I noticed the other night, there's one, and again, I'm pointing, so if you're not watching this on the video, and I know you're not, there's one little spot right there that I press on, and I can, like, ow, there's some pain there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just because I kind of spent the weekend on the couch. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of couch potatoing this weekend, and I was okay with that. So I don't know if I just leaned on it bad or I slept on it wrong or something, because I didn't, it's not like I was playing pickleball and I hit something and I went, oh, ow. There wasn't So anyway, why are we talking about all these painful things? I don't know.
Get on to something happy.
On to something happy and fun. So first of all, I did want to mention, because I'm trying to get this out there early and often in the show, that my friend Vicki Wagner, who says she's bored, so if you would like to help her be unbored and maybe even get a little help for yourself in life and whatever else you need a little bit of guidance with, she does a really, really, really good job with that. And now her phone's not ringing, so maybe we could make her phone ring and see if somebody would like to help her out with that. And then you get help and she gets help and everybody's happy.
Yes.
So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, Miss Vicki, how would they do that for one of your Oracle card readings, which are awesome?
Thank you. Call or text 239-248-0586 or email me at Vicki, Vicki, Wagner, WAGONER 53 @gmail.com.
And of course, we will have. Oh, and she'll frown at me if I don't say you can also find Bill's videos for iPhone help and iPad help and computer help at Bill's iPhone Tips on YouTube. I don't need you to call me. You can email though if you want, and the email address is all of that stuff, which I was going to say, all the phone numbers and the email addresses and all of that are in the show notes. So no matter if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or listening, I should say, Apple Podcasts or Spotify or iHeartRadio or YouTube Music, or there's even more of them. I don't know. They're all right there. The show notes have all of our contact information. So go ahead and use it if you'd like. That'd be great.
Yes.
Yeah. And while you're there, by the way, give us a nice review on wherever you're getting your
Oh,
podcasting.
yes.
Again, Apple, Spotify, doesn't matter. They all allow you to leave reviews. And if you do
Mhm.
that, it helps us out, helps you out. All good. All right. There you go. I think we've taken care of all the business we need to take care of for today. So that's good. As I sit here again, if you hear thunder, well, you have told me you don't really hear stuff going on in the background, but the thunder is starting to rumble again. It's going to be
Oh,
another
oh,
exciting
oh.
day here in Gainesville. So I don't know what's
Oof.
going on. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
the universe has been a strange and weird and complicated and I don't
Hmm.
know what the word is, kind of a place in the last,
It,
well, I don't know how long, but it's been a while.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, we had wicked thunder yesterday. It was like, oh my gosh, it's like I wanted to dive below the bed, so I don't get struck by lightning.
Right. Right. I was saying that it was the same here in Gainesville yesterday morning. We had a major, major storm
Oh,
here in town,
terrible.
shook the building, set off the car alarms, did the whole thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, I know it's crazy.
Ooh,
Mother
something.
Nature is not happy, I guess. I don't know. So, or she's just reflecting back to us the energies that us humans are putting out. I don't know. It could be possible. You never know.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
were we mentioned our friend BJ just a few minutes ago. BJ Odom and I, of course, old radio partners, and we do a podcast as well. Just basically two old men talking about their memories of being on the radio and having fun with that. BJ and Bill, the podcast, go check that out. He was he told me this story last night because he and I were we record our podcast on a Tuesday, Vicky and I, as you're hearing this, and then BJ and I record on a Monday. So yesterday he and I were recording the show, and he was telling me that we had to record the show in the evening because he and his wife drove to Tampa for a couple of doctor appointments. And of course, BJ
Yeah.
being a heart transplant patient
Oof.
has doctor's appointments pretty much, routinely, routinely.
Yeah. Oh,
Um, at one point, he had to go between two different doctors in the
okay.
same neighborhood. The Tampa General, if you've ever been to Tampa,
Oh, yeah,
Florida, is a huge complex with buildings. It
it
covers
is.
blocks and blocks of the city. So his wife was off with the car doing her thing in another part of town. So he simply had to take an Uber ride or Lyft. He said one of the two, an Uber ride
Yeah.
between two doctor's appointments. And he said it was, literally $10 or whatever. So he drove. So when he got picked up in the Uber or the Lyft, whatever it was, he said there was a young lady driver, well, lady, middle-aged driver, lady, and she had a sticker in the car about um, donating, being an organ donor, kind of a
Oh,
thing, suggesting that to people. And
yeah.
BJ, of course, being a heart transplant patient and being very involved in that,
Oh my gosh, yes.
asked her about it, and she said, and because BJ does another podcast, a third podcast about literally that, about
Mm,
people who have given or received organ transplants
yes.
or have had family members do it in the case of
Mhm.
someone who has passed. And it's called The Gift of Life, by the way. So we'll give that little plug to our friend BJ,
Yes.
the Gift of Life podcast. And this has a spiritual and a whatever meaning to it. So stick with the story. Um, Sees the sticker in the woman's car as she's driving him to the next doctor's appointment about organ transplant saves lives, blah blah blah. He asks her, "Oh, what's your story?" With that,
Yeah.
and she had her young son pass in an accident and
Oh,
donated his organs, including his heart.
oh my gosh.
I know, right? And
Oh,
BJ said the same thing. It's like hard to not be crying in the back seat
oh
of the
my
car as you're driving across town.
gosh.
21-year-old young son who, yeah, exactly. Kind of sort of BJ's on the receiving end of that. He received the heart from a young man who was in Florida for, a vacation and ended up passing while he was here. So anyway, so BJ, of course, says, well, gee, I just so happens I do this podcast about exactly that. And he says, and I had my business cards. He had some cards printed for the
Oh,
podcast. He says, can I
yeah.
give you a card and can I invite you to come on the show and talk about your experience if that's something, if you're okay with that? And she says, oh, yes, I've talked about it to other community groups and things like that. And I'd be happy to. And so last night, so BJ is, telling me this story, and he finishes it by, so Bill, I listened to the Practical Path podcast with you and Vicky, and he says, and I'm thinking to myself this whole time, golly, what a coincidence that I'm in the car with a mother who has had a son that had.
Oh,
What a coincidence! I said, BJ, coincidence? Really? He goes, yeah, no, I know better. Listening to you two, I know better. So a little plug there and a hats off to our friend
oh,
BJ Odom for the Gift of Life podcast. And I know he talks about our podcast on his. So there you go. We got a little
ab-
synergy going there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He is a miracle walking. It is unbelievable what he
Yes.
has been through, his attitude. It's unreal. He is a unique person. And well, that's how I met both you guys, as I got on the radio station with both of you, and I've loved both of you since the moment I met you both.
Right.
But he is a walking miracle.
Yes.
He's got the best attitude I've ever seen in my life about, you know, everything that he's gone through. And, so I admire him and just, glad that he's got a podcast where he can share his experience with everyone.
And it helps too. I mean, it's making a contribution to the
Oh,
whole process of
yes.
organ transplants and donations and stuff like that because I mean,
Mhm.
it's obviously a much needed thing
Oh, definitely.
and it's probably I don't it's probably the most difficult conversation a parent or a spouse or a loved one can have
Oh, yes.
to have to make that decision that your loved one, again in the case of this woman, her young son has just passed, and
Yes.
now you're being asked if you can make that decision to donate much needed organs to someone
Oh,
else who is on a waiting
Hey, it's
list
Bill,
and
stepping out of the studio for a
faces
quick
a very
second.
real
On the
possibility of dying if they
podcast,
don't
one
get
of the
that
things
kind
we
of a
talk
transplant.
about a lot
absolutely.
is motivation.
So yes,
The
that
desire to
makes
get
it-
things done in
Wow.
life.
I mean,
It might be physical
Oh, yeah.
stuff,
imagine
losing a
that.
few
I really
pounds, getting a
can't
better
imagine how
job, finding a
hard
great
that would
relationship.
be. I've never been
Or
through
it
that
might be
particular
more of what
Right.
I like to
thing,
call
but I imagine.
internal things.
It is.
Finding
It's
ways
very
to feel better
difficult.
about
Well,
yourself
you know
or life in
very
general.
well that, Rick and I
Well, to
had
help our
a
listeners
little girl
along
who
that
passed
particular
away when
path,
she was
we've
born,
prepared a
and
helpful, simple
it's something,
guide for
it just
personal
never goes away.
motivation. It's called
And
Flipping the Switch,
Kelsey would
How to
be
Create
about
Motivation at a Moment's
42
Notice.
now.
I'd
Wow.
like to
Yeah.
send you a
But
free copy,
it's a
along
pain.
with some other special
It's a
bonus
hurt that
goodies.
never goes away.
Bonus, you
Yet
say? Well,
Right.
yes.
you have to
Kind of an
accept. And so,
unadvertised in-store
I'm
special.
huge in
What is it?
recycling, and I'm not
Well,
trying
you'll just
to
have to
minimize
find
it,
out
but
for yourself.
it's like recycling.
So,
I
do
mean,
this.
it's
Head over
if
to the
you can
website,
give to somebody else, and they can benefit from it,
www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com. Yep, the
do
same
it.
name as the podcast
Yes.
itself.
I
Put in your
mean,
email, and
so
we'll
that
immediately
they can
send
have
you
a
to
good
the
life.
free
Look at
download.
BJ, my
We'll
gosh,
also
that
let you
guy
know
is
about
like a
upcoming
miracle
podcast
walking.
episodes and other behind-the-scenes
And
information.
so I'm not
Again, just head
minimizing
over to the
what's going on. I
website,
just want to say, I'm a big
www.thepracticalpathpodcast.com,
the earth
and get your
Stuff.
free guide
Yes.
to boosting
stuff,
your
and I'm always
personal
picking up
motivation.
stuff when I
I'm
walk
sure
and
you'll find it
everything, but
helpful
it's the
and,
same thing.
dare I
If
say,
you've got
practical.
something that somebody can
Now,
use,
back to the show.
being an organ or furniture or whatever, pass it
All
on.
right, that
It's
was
just,
funny and cute, but it is true. It's
but
absolutely true. If there's something that you, well, never mind. I just was gonna make light of it a little. No, I don't want to make light of it. It's a very serious, important thing, and yet it can bring some relief to you in terms of what you are giving back is helping someone else.
absolutely.
And good to go. Yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
to finish that story, BJ, of course, has been working with a ghostwriter, and he said
Oh,
that, yeah, well, sure. And she's now to the point where the first draft of the entire book is done.
oh my
Um,
gosh.
and so now she's sending him chapters of it to read and to say, does this sound like you? Is this something you would say?
Yeah,
And whatever. BJ,
yeah,
of course, BJ, being the funny guy that he is, will say, no, this is way too smart to sound like me. But that's
that's
another
BJ.
that's another story entirely. So anyway, his book, which the I'm not gonna the title I'm not 100% sure on myself because they're still massaging it a little bit, but
Okay.
they hope to have it's going to be out in the fall. Of course, as we
Oh,
record this here, it's towards the end of July, so it will
uh-huh.
be out in the fall. And I told him
Oh,
I expect at least one, if not more, autographed copies um,
yeah.
from him because, well, I'm in it for starters. So
Oh, okay.
so yeah, it'll be fun. And then, I told him we need to do like a book tour or something like that, or go. I mean,
Yes.
actually go out, visit bookstores around Central Florida, and
Oh, again, he is a
yeah,
walking miracle.
yes,
Everything that he has gone through, and his attitude is
yeah.
out of this world. He is so positive, so loving, so funny, and he's a miracle. Oh, Max just popped in.
Oh, the puppy. No, no problem, no problem.
But
Um,
oh, yeah, so I'm going to buy the book, and no,
I
I want to support him,
was gonna
and
say, yeah, you should
that.
absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
It is, and I mean, it can
Mhm.
also serve. I said, "What's the basic?" I was asking him about this last night, and what's and again, these things our path, our practical paths are kind of overlapping here. So yes, I'm talking about my friend and the podcast and the work that he does and all that, but it's all part of, I think, this journey that we're all on of moving through life and doing the best we can with what we've got.
Yes,
So yes, there is a lot of personal growth and spiritual growth involved in that and
right.
everything. And of course, he's had a front row seat to that, so it's a good
Oh
example
boy.
for me. But yeah, he's just I said if it can bring more awareness to the
Oh,
whole organ transplant thing is whatever,
yes.
all the so much the better. So
Oh,
all good.
absolutely.
Yeah, all good. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting ride for sure. So there
Uh,
you go.
I'm
But
excited.
it all boils down to the fact that, as he said, no coincidences are there? And I'm like, yeah, no.
No.
They're I believe I don't know if there was a lesson for him in that. You and I, Miss Vicky, you and I often say that life kind of conspires to teach you things
Oh, absolutely. There's a lesson in everything.
and everything. I'm
Absolutely.
I'm wondering what I don't know I don't know that it was a lesson for him last night to be not last night. Yeah, yesterday. To be in the car with someone and have all that conversation and everything. I don't know that it was a well, maybe all right, you tell me if there is a lesson in that. What was the it's interesting. What's the lesson?
I feel the lesson is that we're advanced so much in society that this is available to him. What, I don't know, 40, 50 years ago, they never had something like this.
Right, right.
And I also feel it's an opportunity for gratitude, being grateful
There you go.
and thankful. And
I
then,
think yes. Keep talking. I'm sorry. Keep
oh, no,
talking.
no, that's okay. And then, I'm passing this on to others so
Right.
they can be encouraged, so they
Right.
can be inspired, and they can be grateful and thankful and, you know, hoping that they will do the same. So passing it on, down the line.
I think yes. If there is a lesson and again, lesson, maybe the wrong word in this particular case, because
No,
basically he was just, it was something that landed in his lap, almost a little gift, almost a little present from the universe to say, oh, look, we've lined you up with somebody here who can also help you in
yes,
this, not only give you a ride, but also be on your show and talk about the thing and all
right.
that.
Yeah. Spread the
But
word.
yes, I love your idea of that it's an opportunity for gratitude or an opportunity to sit back and go, oh, thank you. Things are working out for me at all
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that I think is the important thing is that uh, again, as we move from the specific case of our friend here to everybody, to you
Mhm.
and me and our audience and listeners and
Right.
friends, that yeah, there's something there all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
You may not get it in the moment, but then again, maybe if you reflect on it later in the
Mhm.
day or later, or you have another moment, an aha moment of something similar, and you go, "Oh, wait a
Right.
minute, I did this yesterday, and this today, and now things are kind of lining up."
Yeah. Hmm.
I do think I'm not going to say it's a big deal. It's important. It's
It
important
is.
to notice and be aware of that stuff. And we've talked about the ability to have awareness of what's
Yes.
going on around you.
Hmm.
And once again, it has come up on our conversation in terms of just be aware of what's going on a little bit. Take your head
Yes.
out of the phone.
Yes. Oh, yeah. True.
I'm I'm just as bad as everybody. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's
I'm
an
just as bad
addiction.
as everybody when it comes to most of the time, you know,
Mhm.
I'm got my head in the clouds or in the phone,
The phone.
in the phone. And but still, life goes on around you whether you're looking at your phone or not, and maybe you
Yes.
want to take a moment occasionally to stop and not, whatever. Stop and smell the roses. I don't know, whatever cliche you want to insert there, to notice real life happening around you. And it's going to give you surprises and
Hmm.
opportunities. And as Miss Vicky says, little lessons about things about,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
here's something you could do or learn or grow from or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And if you have experiences, share them.
right.
Share your experiences. What did you do, to get to this place? You know, talk about, the good times, talk about the bad times because everybody's got them. So just being honest and being authentic.
Awesome. That's so true to be.
Mhm.
I I struggled with that a couple of weeks ago, and I talked about it on the show a couple of weeks ago when I lost my wallet.
Yes.
I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat this. This sucks. This
Oh, yeah.
is,
And that's okay to say that because other
right,
people are feeling it.
right,
And then you took action.
right. And then, okay, now what am I gonna do about it? Well, I'm gonna, I've got to replace all those cards that I, lost and a driver's license and everything. It was funny. Now, I'm not gonna say again, maybe not a lesson, maybe just the universe, kind of a little chuckle, a little bit something to be. I didn't do that at the moment. I'm smacking my head here with that one of those faceplant kind of things. I didn't do that. I don't go to the mailbox every day because I get very little physical mail. But
Right.
I went to the mailbox on Saturday. As we record this, it's Tuesday. I went to the mailbox on Saturday. I was out in the, parking lot, parking my car from coming back. I said, "Oh, haven't checked the mail in a while." Walked over, checked the mail. In the mail at the same time, three different cards: my replacement driver's license and two different and a replacement credit card and a replacement healthcare card from my healthcare company. And I'm like, "Oh, wow,
Wow.
all one day. How easy is that?" And I didn't,
Okay.
yeah, I know. And I didn't stop and think. I didn't have enough awareness to go, "Oh, thank you, universe. I
Yes,
appreciate that." You know,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So there you go. All right, I made up for it now. I'm making up for that. I'm saying
Yes.
thank you.
And that's a good thing. Sometimes, we're just in that mood and we can't, think straight. Yet reflecting on it, you've, you know, I don't know, not made amends, but you put that energy out there
Right, right,
and you shifted it. So that's
right,
important to be thankful that you acted so quickly and you got things done and it helps us to be more mindful of, okay, let's be more aware, get our heads out of the phone, like you're saying,
right.
and be
For
a,
future times,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Hmm.
And I think a big part of it is just the knowing, as we've talked about on this show many a time, that pretty much everything that happens to you or is an opportunity or whatever. I choose your verb, whatever you prefer there. Anything that happens to me is kind of a lesson of
Yes,
some sort or a reminder or a something.
opportunity.
Opportunity. Good. I like that.
Mhm.
So yes, there's plenty of opportunities every day
Oh, yes.
to stop and smell the roses, so to speak.
Yes.
You're not stopping on finding flowers. I get it, but you are disconnecting from the phone and reconnecting to real life for those
Yeah.
few minutes where you can go, oh, this happened in real life.
Yeah.
Wasn't somebody's Facebook post or Instagram picture or whatever. It was a real thing in real
Mhm.
life. I ran into this person. I had a conversation. Maybe we just smiled at each other, whatever.
Mhm.
All good,
Yes.
and yeah, I like that. I do. Again, I think it helps with that ability to have some awareness of what's going on in life.
Yes. And like you say, get our heads out of the phone.
Right?
I'm just as guilty.
Yeah, no, I understand. We all are. We all are. It's just
Oh,
a
it's an
thing. It's
addiction.
just our gadgets are doing a fine job of training us
Yeah.
to to continue to use them at all costs, at
Yes.
all the time, everywhere, I mean,
Mm,
I don't know about you in the nice small town of Blue Ridge, Georgia, but of course, here in my college town of Gainesville, Florida,
right.
I don't know how many times I have to, and I try to do it as gently and as quietly and as nicely as I can, beep at somebody in the car in front of me because the light has turned green and they are still staring at their phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There I go. I got that off my chest. I feel better now. But what I'd like to install is just a little kind of like a little Roadrunner kind of a meep meep kind of a thing, so like so it's not a blasting. I mean, my horn, all right. It's not like I'm driving an 18 wheeler with some gigantic horn on it. But I think, there's that tendency that people have is like if you blow the horn at somebody, they're going to turn around and go, hey, buddy, here, and give you certain hand gestures and all of that. It's like,
Oh,
all right, I'm just trying to gently remind you that perhaps you want to watch what's going on. So,
yeah.
all right, there. I feel better now that I've ranted a little bit. Okay.
Good.
All right.
Oh my
But
God.
yes, bottom line to all of this, I think, if there is a bottom line, the universe is always talking to you, is
Oh,
always
absolutely.
communicating with you in
Yes.
one way or another.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
it just is.
All kinds
And
of signs are out there.
all
Every,
kinds,
you
all
know,
kinds.
billboards and, license plates and, conversations that you might hear as you're walking by somebody, ads on the, TV. It's just everywhere.
Songs you hear on the radio, things that show
Yes.
up on the headlines and stuff like that,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
It's, I mean, you could, if you were that kind of a person, you could go, well, that, I don't know, Bill, that doesn't sound like a sign. That just sounds like everyday life. Well, yes, it is everyday
And it
life,
is.
but it's also, if you let it, giving you some new information, some new insight,
Mhm.
some new something somewhere that you may not have had before.
Absolutely. You're right.
So,
I mean, it
yeah,
could be, a title of a book,
right.
or like you said, the song on the radio.
Yeah,
Somebody had a conversation and they just said that right word, and it's like, whoa.
yeah. That I like that. I do. It's kind of those, and you've said that before, and I think it's important to say again that it's okay. I get it. Everyday life goes on, but be aware or be on the lookout for those things that kind of make you stop for a second and go, "Oh, wait,
Hmm.
there's that thing this thing that just happened to me that connects with me in some kind of a way."
Yes, got your attention.
Right, got your attention, and that's
Hmm.
the whole point. It got your attention, and that's
Yeah.
what the universe is. I'm not going to say trying to do. That's what happens
That's
all
what they do.
life, but it does. But it does.
Yeah,
It does.
absolutely.
So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing, as they say. So
Hmm.
that's awesome. All right, cool. Well, anyway, look at that. Whole half hour almost gone.
Oh my
We'll
God.
we'll wrap this up just by saying, if you just again from our friend BJ to you and me and our friends and our listeners and all of that stuff,
Hmm.
every day there's something. I can't promise you what it's going to be because I don't know you and your life and your circumstances, but every day there's going to be something that happens that you can go, "Oh, wait a minute. That means something to me."
Hmm.
And it could even happen on your phone. I'm not going to say it can't.
It can.
It can, but I'd much think that it's probably more going to be out there in quote unquote real life.
Yes.
So just be, I mean, you don't have to be on the, you don't have to be like a dog hunting food or something like, I don't know where that came from. You don't have to be like a wild animal hunting for food out there, constantly scanning the horizon.
Right. Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. But anyway, just be open to the possibility that something might come your way
Mm-hmm.
to help you learn something, to help you have a realization,
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity, as Vicky says, I love opportunities
Mm-hmm.
to grow some way, to grow
Yeah.
somehow in some
Yeah.
way about something.
Yeah.
It might
Absolutely.
happen. It might.
It
And if you're
always
looking for it, and if you're looking for, I mean, you don't even have to be looking for it. Just be open to the fact that it might
yeah.
happen, right?
Yeah. It's like a surprise, It's like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Exactly. Exactly. And what else? What else you got? All right, and I do that. I will notice that, there's a little after effect to it, that it's like something happens and I notice it and I'm aware of it and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Oh." And so now your brain is kind of, that little part of your
Yes.
brain is lit up where it goes, "All right, maybe something else is coming.
Mhm.
Maybe something else will happen. Maybe some." So now as you get into the groove of that, I think you become a little more connected is the word,
Yes.
to what's happening in the
Hmm.
universe and with you and all of that stuff. And then you're there for it. You're present for what is happening.
Yep.
I love that.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, everybody. That's our lesson. It's not a lesson. It's just a suggestion. It's just an idea.
Question.
It's a what?
It's a suggestion.
It's a suggestion. Yeah.
I
It's
mean, we
something.
can't force make anybody to do anything,
No,
yet
that's
we
not
can
our job.
offer what we have,
Yes.
and it's up to them. You take it, you don't. We've done our job.
That's it. As you said, we're sharing. We're sharing what came our way. And then if you want to do something with it, and by you, I mean our friends and our listeners or whatever,
Right.
if you want to do
Right.
something with it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. We'll be here next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Go refill your coffee or do whatever you need to do. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. And welcome back. This is The Practical Path, a podcast for personal and spiritual growth. Your hosts are yours truly, Bill Sklodowski, and my friend and co-host, Vicky Wagner. And we were talking about just being aware of all the things that
Mhm.
happen around you in life. And it's not like you have to be crazy vigilant about things, but maybe once in a while, look up from the phone and see what's going on around you. Just maybe, just as a thought.
Thank you for the reminder because I can get lost in that stupid thing.
I know, right? And me too. Yeah. And all right, I'm not gonna make any more excuses or reasons for that, but I'm just gonna say yes. I think we all have that ability to get lost in
Mhm.
whatever screen we happen to be looking at. Whether it's phone or iPad or computer or TV or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yes.
Just be aware. Be aware of what you are doing and be aware that maybe the real universe out there also has some things that it can share with us. It's not
Hmm.
everything that is shared with you comes through on a screen somewhere. Sometimes it happens in real life.
Oh, yes.
Just saying. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, yeah.
Right now in real life here in Gainesville, we are getting ready for another big time storm. So
Good.
hopefully we will be done with our recording before the well, I shouldn't. I'm not gonna put that out there. I'm not gonna say anything about electricity or anything. I'm just gonna. We're fine. We're fine.
Okay.
I was reading. I always scan the interwebs for something fun and cool to talk about, and this week I found an interesting something. Um, a technique that I hadn't ever heard of before, but I think it's really cool. And I'm not sure if the author of this um, did it with spiritual development and personal development in mind, and yet it works for that.
Hmm.
Um, and it's something I hadn't heard of before, and maybe I'll try it for myself, or maybe you can try it our friends and listeners can try it as well. But the title, and by the way, of course, all of this will be included on the show notes if you want. The title of this blog post is called "Give Yourself a Ripcord to Pull." And if you don't know what that means, is in parachuting terms, the ripcord is the thing that you pull the lever and then the parachute comes out and you stop falling toward Earth. And hopefully you drift gently down to Earth and make a soft landing, as opposed to, well, the other thing.
Splattering.
Splat.
I splattered a few times in my life. Let me
Right,
go.
right. And so exactly. Good. See, Vicky says we've all been splattered
Oh,
a
yes.
few times in life. Yes. Now, we haven't jumped out of airplanes, but something has happened where we feel like we've run into the wall, so to speak, or, we've been run over by that, elephant, so to speak, or pick your cliche. It doesn't matter. But there are times in life where stuff happens and you're like, oh my God, what do I do now? Okay.
Yes.
That's where this whole and I hadn't thought of it this way in the past, and I'm going to share it with you, and then maybe other people will also have their own ideas about it or whatever, because we've talked about, well, I'm just going to start it from the beginning. It says, when you are you're worked up over some dilemma, talking about it with someone else can give you a good, and I love his term, a whoosh of perspective. Mostly because the other person's mind is not stuck in a black cloud like yours. And we've talked about that a lot, about the ability, or the blessing, I should say, of having a friend you can talk to when the stuff hits the fan.
Oh, yeah.
And because they give you that outsider's perspective. For starters, they're not in the same muck that you are.
Right.
And hopefully, if it's a good friend, that goes without saying, they're a good friend and they're going to give you good advice.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to step back from, because you're stuck in it. They're not.
Yes.
They can see all of the terms that we use on this program, the bigger perspective of things.
Yes.
And can, do all that stuff. So, to continue, the overwhelmed mind tends to regard everything in the moment as bad. The optimistic and resourceful part of our brains has gone offline. It just has, because, the stuff's hitting the fan, and there you go. In the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, which is a fabulous book, by the way, if you haven't read it. In the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, author Richard Carlson says it like this. Someone who's in a good mood in the morning might love his wife, love his job, love his car. He is optimistic about his future and grateful for his past. But by late afternoon, life has taken its toll. And this same guy claims he hates his job, thinks of his wife as a nuisance, thinks his car is a junker, believes his career is going nowhere. If you ask him about his childhood while he's in a low mood, he'll probably tell you it was difficult. He will probably blame his parents or others for his current plight.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. And so what's going on here? It's the same guy with the same life. Right. And I say guy, it's us, it's me. Yeah. I'm the same guy I was this morning, having the same life, but something came along and maybe just glitched it a little bit or whatever. So yeah. The low mood works like a hallucinogenic drug that turns your personal world into its dark, anemic twin. A landscape drained of its good possibilities. I just keep thinking of The Matrix, where it's like they step out into the real life and it's like dark and cloudy and all that stuff. Anyway.
Yes.
Aside from being unpleasant, this kind of mood creates an immediate practical problem in that it prevents you, the person having that, from identifying and taking the actions that might bring you out of it. The mind doesn't know what to do in this state because the world is drained of positive possibilities, and it isn't one in which anything seems like a good idea. If that world is currently where you are at, what the heck are you going to do about it? Well, there you go. So it's at this point, it's often helpful to present your dilemma to a different brain, one currently unafflicted by the low mood. In other words, the other mind, it can belong to a friend, a therapist, a certain kind of bartender, can lead you back to a more sober a view of your impossible dilemma, which is true. We've talked about that again. Find a friend, I'm not sure about the bartender part, but find a friend or a therapist. And gee, that's something Miss Vicky does every day, who can help you to see more possibilities, etc.
Yeah.
Any advice they probably now, here's the point. Any advice that someone gives you, if Vicky comes to me with a problem, or if I more likely go to Vicky with a problem, the advice that I get back from my friend will probably be, let's face it, familiar and straightforward, maybe to the point of being annoyingly basic stuff, right? You
Right.
know, stuff like sleep on it, go for a walk. Remember all the other times you had an impossible problem and it worked out fine, right? Pick some other constructive thing to do for the time being.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
of course. I mean,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I have told friends. It's exactly what I've been told by friends.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the simple advice will usually be effective because the real problem is the impenetrable pessimism. Say that fast 5 times. The real
No.
problem is the impenetrable pessimism that's been imparted by your mood, not so much the actual dilemma's quote unquote unsolvable nature.
Right. Yeah.
In other words, it's the way you think about stuff that makes
Mhm.
all the difference, not the actual thing.
Right. And
Right,
the mood that you're in and what situations are going on around you.
right.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, right there. And I've done this before. I've done this before at a conference I was speaking to. I had 2 great quotes about this exact thing. About there is no issue under the sun. It is your thinking that makes it so, or whatever. And I said, where is that from? And everybody said, Shakespeare. And I'm like, you're right. It's Shakespeare. And I gave the quote. I don't remember it now where it was from. And then I said, here's another one. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Who's that from? And everybody went, oh, I don't know. And I said, Captain Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean.
You're right.
But it's true.
Well, but it is. It's very true.
The way we think about stuff is the way that
Yes. How we
we think of stuff.
perceive it, how we
Yes.
believe it's, is versus what really is.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we've been down this path before, and I don't want to waste too much time on that. But the idea is, yes, find a friend, find someone, whatever. Now, here's the thing. Even if your friend doesn't offer advice, just hearing somebody else contemplate your dilemma aloud without being overly influenced by it. In other words, you're going to tell me it's not my problem. But I'm here for you to listen to it. That can be reassuring in yourself. What's most noticeable is that other person, they don't see your situation as an insurmountable thing that is, causing you so much trouble. More likely, they'll see it as just another bummer of the week. The type that characterizes most of human life, which it is. There's always something out there, right? Guy trouble, girl trouble, money worries, lapse of self-confidence. Really, what a surprise. Happens to all of us.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely does.
yeah, the unafflicted mind is wiser, more pliable. It considers a large range of possibilities, etc. It's able to zoom out, take the long view. Something Vicky always says: take the longer view. Look at the bigger perspective of things. Right.
Mhm.
It can. You can also see that life is a process, and the sky has fallen many times in the past.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now here's the thing.
Okay.
We've already said that. Good.
Right.
What if there's nobody available at the moment? It's, I don't know, the middle of the night, or you're on vacation in a different town, or
Right.
I don't know, everybody's busy. Nobody picks up the phone, whatever. Access to a sober, unafflicted mind is not always available, especially when you're at work facing deadlines, that sort of thing. You don't always want to bring your problem to another person anyway, maybe for a variety of reasons. For these occasions, here is my, and this is the author talking, here is my new idea that I simply call the ripcord sheet. And
Oh,
again, I'm not sure I like that title. I'm going to read on and maybe we'll come up with our own version of it. But anyway, it is simply this: a piece of paper containing simple, neatly typed instructions to myself, written at a time I was not consumed by frustration and pessimism.
mm,
Now, for me, and again, this is the author talking, for me, I attach this to a hot pink Post-it note tab that says ripcord and it sticks out of the bookshelf behind me. I love that. I love that. All right. So when I'm spinning my wheels, unable to move the day forward, all I have to do is grasp the tab, pull the ripcord, and suddenly I'm holding in my hands a procedure for moving forward.
Oh.
The instructions you write on your ripcord sheet, I think, I want to find a better name. But anyway, the instructions you write on your ripcord sheet will depend on the mental states you most often get stuck in. For me, it's usually a crash in motivation or a loss of optimism. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the specifics, though, your sheet should have nothing on it but clear step-by-step instructions in this basic form. In case of X, then do Y. In case of B, then do C. In other words, when these things come up. Where X and Y, maybe Z, whatever, are the afflicted mental states that tend to grind your day to a halt. Things like I'm overwhelmed, I'm in doubt, I'm in dread, etc., etc. A through E, the solution things,
Mm-hmm.
are the sober, sensible actions that historically have proven to work for you on something else for a time. Journal about it for a few minutes. Take a break. Have a cup of coffee. Step out into nature. Break the task into extremely small steps. I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The afflicted states on my own ripcord are things like doubting my abilities, motivation crash, and off-task state, which is a term I use for a state of being hyper distracted.
Oh.
That's me, in which I'm just reacting or doing busy work and no longer working intentionally. For
Mm.
this off task state, as one example, my instructions to myself, and again, this is the author of the blog post, my
Mm-hmm.
instructions to myself: break away from anything that sucks my attention, close extra browser tabs, put the phone away, etc. Choose any item on my to-do list and do one block of work on that item. In other words, set aside 30 minutes and promise myself I am going to work on this one thing for the next X amount of time, come higher, come hell or high water. Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It's not just enough. It's just enough of an instruction to get the day moving forward again. I may still be in a huff when I read it, but I know these instructions come from a sober mind, my own, and I
Yeah.
know they offer a way out of frustration, which is what I desperately want. It is simply things that I know work for me because they have in the past. Perfect.
Oh, wow.
Ripcord sheet works because pulling the ripcord is a physical action. It doesn't require thinking or reflection or any other facilities compromised by my low mood. I don't think I've ever pulled it and had it not help me, which is okay, cool. Your
Oh.
own sheet's instructions are best written sometime after you've come out of a low mood, obviously, when you've got access to your practical wisdom again. Ooh, the practical path. But you still remember what it's like to be in that state of depression or whatever, flailing around. Keep the advice short, 2 or 3 steps, get you out of your paralysis. A short message in a bottle from a wiser state of mind. When you pull the cord, you don't need to remember what's on the ripcord sheet or how it might help. In fact, it's good if you've forgotten it. All you need to know is that if you're in a free fall, just grab the handle and pull.
Wow.
I love that
That is really cool.
for a lot of reasons. Why do you like it?
It's practical.
Practical. Something we specialize in around here.
Yes, it's just practical. It makes sense. It slows you down. It makes you, stop, reflect on what's going on, and doing something positive, which is going to build that energy and make you feel good that you're doing something constructive, something positive,
Yep.
and working so when you're focusing on that, you're working out of the hurt and the anger or frustration, whatever you got,
Yep.
because you're focused on something positive.
And as you always say, I mean, she ends the show with the line every week: remember to be your own best friend.
Yes.
This is this is as practical a way of doing it as possible. I
Yes.
mean, I guess you could record a video of yourself if you really wanted to go crazy, but that's kind of
Uh,
yeah, I would never, that would be
that's
dumb.
kind of like, rubbing sand in your eyes or something.
Holding up my phone to myself. Hey,
Yeah.
Bill. Hi, how's it going? Bad day? No, I'm not going to do that. That would, although the fact that it is so hilarious might actually be helpful. You never know. But
Laughter is the best medicine.
Laughter is the best. Oh, that would be a
Absolutely.
good one that we talk about all the time.
Hmm.
Um, if you are maybe if it's just a overall I'm in a bummer of a mood, like the thing says, if I'm having maybe one of my solutions, maybe one of my instructions to myself would be just go and find on YouTube, find one funny video, just one, because we don't
Hmm.
want you getting off in a rabbit hole. That might be harder to do than I don't know if that's possible or not. Because if I go find one funny video, I'm finding 17. You know,
Oh,
I mean, it's like I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch a bunch of them. So, but long story short, we talk about laughter and the power of
yes.
laughter all the time on this show. So, if you have something that you can open up quickly, or I don't know, a book, a journal, or whatever, find something funny to get you smiling, to get, because you can't
Yes.
do both. You can't be bummed out and laugh at the same time. You
Right.
just can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, it
It's
doesn't work that way.
doesn't mix.
But I love the idea of these are things that have worked for me in the past,
Hmm. Yeah.
and actually just like use it like a cookbook. Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Your steps. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And be, isn't that interesting that we don't, that in the moment when we're like bummed out over something or whatever, the simplest things just we can't access them for some reason. They're out of
Yeah.
our mind for some reason. I have
Yes.
no idea why that is. Well, I do have an idea. It's because we're bummed out and we're thinking
Yeah.
like,
Consumed with that
right,
out feeling. Yeah.
like
Like,
the author of this article said, it's like when you're bummed out about the whole world sucks. It's
yeah.
like, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be just gonna be grumpy here, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind. But yes, I love. So anyway, this is now he calls it a excuse me. He calls it the ripcord sheet. The ripcord. I don't know about. I can't think of a better idea at the moment. If I do, I'll mention it. But yeah, and as you can, I mean, you can see in the background here. I know you can't. Our listeners can't, but Miss Vicky can see. I have a bookshelf right behind me
Oh,
in
yes.
my office. I
A
could
lot
put
of
a
great
big pink
books.
post-it note on something and
Yeah.
say, "Hey, if you're bummed out, read this first."
Read
You
that.
know.
Yeah.
So, and I might put a few jokes on mine, just as just to
Oh,
lighten things up a little bit.
oh, humor is one of the best things.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And I would certainly put that Captain Jack Sparrow quote on there.
Oh, yeah.
Problem is not the problem. The problem is the way you're thinking about the problem.
That's it. We get consumed with that, that energy of, the hurt, the pain, the frustration. And we have to step out of it and go, okay, really, in the bigger plan of things, does this really affect, how does it affect my life? Or why am
Exactly.
I allowing it to affect my life? When you
Exactly.
look around and, you got a home, you've got, car, you've got friends, you got this, you got that. It's those little tiny minute things that we get stuck in. And it's like, and it controls us like it's huge. Yeah.
That is interesting, isn't it? That we have that I'm not going to say it's a rule, but it does seem to be true that it's like the little stuff is the stuff that gets in there and it's like,
Yeah.
what is that? That
Aggravating.
it's like I don't know. Is it because it happens more often? I don't know, but it is true what you say. The little stuff, it like gets in there and it really just when it gets in there, it gets into your head, it gets into your energy, it gets into whatever it is that
Mhm.
the gears of your spirit or whatever. And
Right.
it's like throwing a little monkey wrench into the gears of things. It just
Yeah.
stops. Everything stops and it's
Everything gets,
you're
yeah.
bummed out. Yeah, it's weird. The little stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I again don't the book if you want to go find it, and that's not who wrote this post, but the book that he quoted was Richard Carlson, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, which
Yeah.
is literally exactly what we're talking about, how the little things every day can like they pile on kind of a thing. Oh, I ran out of coffee, or oh, I didn't have this, or my favorite show got replaced by something I don't know, whatever. I'm just making stuff
Right.
up here. But
No, it's kind of like walking down the walkway and you trip over a pebble and, it's like you got all this, but you concentrate on this little pebble that you tripped on. It's like, seriously, that's affecting my life? And sometimes you just got to look at it and go, really, seriously, that's making me upset. Get over it. You know?
I've I heard a song. See, songs are big for me because,
Oh, yeah.
well,
Oh,
I was in the radio business for a
forever.
long time, and so I hear a lot of songs
Mhm.
and music and all that.
Yep.
But a song by the Eagles called "Get Over It" is
Oh, yeah.
literally exactly what we have been talking about this whole time. And
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, they are much more. I mean, when you're writing a song, of course, it has to be strong and power. It should be strong and powerful and all that. So I get it. Their take on things is a little more strong than Vicky and Bill might suggest here on this practical podcast, Practical Path. But one of the greatest song lines of all time is, worry about the future, blame it on the past. I'd like to find your inner child and kick its little ass.
Oh,
And I'm like, all right, not exactly the way we work here at the Practical Path podcast, and yet so
pretty good.
telling, so important. So
It's a
yeah, I
good one.
mean, again, humor is humor is so powerful here, and we love sharing
Oh,
that with
yeah.
our friends and listeners on every show. So, but
Yes.
anyway, the ripcord thing, the ripcord, call it whatever you want. Instructions for
Yeah.
life. I mean, that's kind of what it is,
Yeah.
or how to get out of a hole.
Yeah.
Again, I tell our to bring our old friend BJ back to it. I used to
Yeah.
tell him that years and years and years when he would tell me his troubles, and at the
Oh.
radio station or in life or whatever. I'm like, BJ, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time we dig our own hole and we get into
Oh,
it. We like, and then we complain, oh, I've dug this hole and now I'm stuck in it.
got
Well,
it.
stop digging. Yeah, stop it. Don't do that anymore. Okay, fine. As
Oh,
always, we will have this post on the show notes so that you can find it and read it for yourself. And if it helps you in any way, awesome. Stop by our Facebook page and let us know how that's working for you. By the way, if you want to, we'd love to hear from you on the Facebook page, which is on Facebook, of course. Just do a search for the Practical Path Podcast. You kind of have to use all 4 words, the Practical Path Podcast, and you will find our page where we post every new show every week, occasional comments, occasional whatever from whoever. So
right.
that's good. So,
Awesome.
awesome. All right, you feeling better now? Are you a little better now?
I'm feeling good. Laughter, as long as I get to laugh and share and, have fun, I
Yes.
work out of it.
There
Yep.
you go. I
Doesn't
think
take much. I have to get in that right groove, and then it all just kind of goes away.
I like that. I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. It is there is a thing about that
Yes.
whatever we tend to, and I don't want to start a whole new conversation here, but maybe one of these days we can talk about that you kind of that life does have these like grooves, for lack of a better.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm using it in the totally classical word use of the word groove. I mean, everybody say, "Oh, groove, groovy, whatever." No, no, no. I'm
Groovy.
talking about like a rut in the
Yeah.
road
Yeah.
that you are stuck in because you can't. It's hard to hop out of or whatever. But once you get into a better groove, so
Right?
to speak,
Yep.
then that tends to continue as well.
Yes.
There you go. I love that.
Mhm.
Miss Vicky, if somebody would like to get in touch with you for some help with getting their groove back, isn't that was a movie, wasn't it? It's how somebody got their groove back. Stella got her groove back is an old movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If somebody would like some help with that, how do they get in touch with you?
Call or text 239-248-0586, or you can email me at Vicky, Vicki, Wagoner, Wagoner 53 at gmail.com.
And if you want the latest on everything going on in the world of high tech, go
Yes.
over to YouTube and don't check out the cat videos. Well, you can, but stop by Bill's iPhone tips first for all the latest on stuff. And I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to throw this out there. The scams just don't stop.
Uh,
Every day things show up in your inbox. Nowadays they're showing up as text messages.
I saw that.
Trust me when I tell you, and I'm not fooling around with this. This was my job for 20 years working for Apple and Sony and other high-tech
Oh,
companies.
yes.
Nobody's calling you. No, these companies are not calling you. If somebody is calling you or texting you or emailing you, it's period scam, period. There.
Yes.
I've said my good deed for the day.
Yep.
Don't fall for that stuff. Do not fall for that stuff. It's
Oh,
always a scam. Always.
scary. Yeah.
It is. Kind of scary.
Mhm.
The problem is, phone numbers and email addresses are available everywhere.
Everywhere.
And now with AI, I
Oh,
can tell my AI bot, robot, whatever, go out and find me 1 million addresses, 1 million email addresses. Go out and find me 1 million phone numbers. And it will. And then I
oh,
compose one message and I push one button and 1 million people get this
ah,
message. And if 1 million people do it, if 0.001% of the people fall for my scam, I've had 1,000 people fall for my scam.
oh.
I know it's numbers. It's not, all right. Get off of that. Get off
Yeah.
that high horse, Bill. It's too high for today.
No, it's not a high horse. It's great information to
It
keep
is. Yeah.
people safe.
Just be aware.
Yeah.
Just be aware of that stuff, folks. It's going to be a scam. Trust me when I tell you that. And if you're
Mhm.
not sure, you gotta, because you can get a text message from even people that you think like your bank or your stockbroker or whatever. Like I have a brokerage account with a company that trades cryptocurrencies,
Mhm.
and I get a text message. Oh, here's your access code for your account number. And I'm like, I haven't been in that account in a year. You can't fool me.
Yes.
But again, it just takes a little bit of awareness there. So
Oh, definitely.
again, be
Mhm.
aware.
Yep.
I feel better. I've shared something helpful.
Well, you're so good at it, and that's
Oh,
what
thank
I trust you
Thank you.
for,
Appreciate that.
because
Appreciate that.
you know all this, and I can't even count on, all my fingers and toes how many times I've called you. I need 1,000 people.
It's okay. It's all good. Here to help. Here to help. There you go.
And
See, we're
you're excellent
contributing.
at it.
We are contributing to the positive energy of the universe. All of
Yeah.
us. All of
Yeah,
us in our own way.
absolutely. And
Go
that,
out and do some more of that.
well, it's like we've been talking about today. We have some knowledge, I'm not saying I'm brilliant, but we have knowledge and we have, awareness and to share it. And that's what we're encouraging our listeners. Share what you know, share what
Yes.
you're comfortable with
Yes.
and inspire other people, encourage other people or save other people, like we've been talking about these text messages and stuff.
Right.
Save them from having,
Right.
all these
All
scammers.
the crazy stuff. And like you said, I don't consider myself a genius in any of this stuff, but it's something that I have studied and I'm interested in.
Oh,
So I have a little bit more knowledge maybe than the average bear.
mm,
I don't know, whatever,
yeah,
smarter than
about
the
10
average bear.
average bears.
Average bear. Thank you. And Vicky has her area of specialty, and it's
Thank you.
not computers, but
No,
she's a genius in other things, in helping people and all that. So and I mean, when I say you, all of our listeners, all of our friends, you have something that you can offer to your world, to the people around you.
well, absolutely. We all have something.
And I'm going to leave it with this. There's a podcaster I follow, Tom Bilyeu is his name, young man, super smart, talks about all kinds of politics and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And he has centered on a great message. And that is, he says, I know we can't save everybody, but we can save each other.
Mm,
And I love that because
wow.
it's like, okay, you have a circle of people,
Yep.
you have whatever around you,
Mhm.
you can help those people.
Yes.
So do that.
And then they can help others and then others, and it just ripples on and on and on. So, I just want to throw this out there. Never take one little piece of advice for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Never know how that one piece may affect somebody. So always feel strong in what you believe in,
Right.
and that energy is going to go out, and the right person's going to hear it. So we
There
all
you go.
have something of value that we can offer to each other.
We all have something of value to offer each other. Perfect, perfect capstone to the show today. So there you go, folks. All right. As always, if any of this has been helpful to you, feel free to stop by. And again, wherever you get the show, like I said, Apple, Spotify, wherever, the show notes will have all of our contact info. It'll have a link to this article that we spoke about today and had fun with, etc. And again, always just stop by next week and say hi, and we appreciate you. So that's going to do it for this week. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. I'm Bill Sklodowski.
I'm Vicki Wagner, and like I always say, be your own best friend.